Hello and welcome to Cherished Purpose. I'm Cherish Allen, the founder of Cherished Purpose. After working in the field of mental health and human services for over 25 years in various capacities, I had the privilege and honor of walking along some survivors during their path to healing and helping them to create safety and rebuild their lives. And like I said, that was a massive honor and one that really made a distinguishing remark on my career. But over time, I noticed that something was missing from some of our long-term care models. We talked about symptoms and we talked about treatment and treatment plans, but we never really talked about what it means to heal. What is that path to long-term healing and how do we get there? And we talked a lot about crisis and crisis services, which are fabulous, especially when somebody is going through those initial moments of trauma. How do we support? How do we wrap around services? How do we help people move beyond that crisis? But we didn't really talk about what happens 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, 50 years later, sometimes in some cases, and how that crisis moment might still be affecting people's lives years and years later. We also focus sometimes too much on survivors being just another case or another client on the caseload instead of hearts to be restored. And that was troublesome to me as well. But through my professional experience and my personal journey of healing as a survivor, I realized that there needed to be a space where faith, compassion, and trauma-informed care could collide and beautifully fuse together, and a place where survivors could come and rediscover who they are beyond what they've been through, whether it's that initial moment of crisis, whether it was something that happened in childhood, something that happened a year ago, doesn't matter. How are we moving past this, and how can we rediscover what life is like now? As a survivor myself, I know that healing isn't linear. It doesn't happen in a straight line. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens in pieces, and some of it might happen now. Some of it might happen years from now. And more importantly, it's a story of courage, of grace, and self-discovery. It's a journey that's never ending. And that's why I created Cherished Purpose, to be a safe place for adult survivors of childhood sexual abuse to rediscover their worth and their purpose and help them to reclaim their voice, to help survivors move from just surviving to really thriving and living again. Whether it just happened yesterday, whether it happened 2 years ago, or whether it happened 50 years ago, how is it still impacting? And how do we move forward from there so it doesn't continue to hinder our daily lives? I know what it's like to carry those invisible wounds. And that's why every group, every session, every resource we create here at Cherished Purpose is created to nurture safety, hope, and lasting transformation, and designed to support healing on every level: emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, and practical. What in our daily lives can we help change? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you checked us out. I believe that we can truly help survivors move to that thriving stage. And if you've ever felt unseen or unheard in your journey, you've come to the place where your story is still here, it's still real, it's still honored, and your voice is valued. And no matter where you are on your healing journey, you're cherished, you're chosen, your purpose still stands, and you're never walking this journey alone as long as you're with us. So I encourage you to check out our social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I also encourage you to check out our website, www.cherishedpurpose.com. We have a blog on there. We have several resources that are absolutely free for you to download. We have a free resource that can be sent right to your email. And then we also have a 40-week group called Beauty for Ashes that you can sign up for, that help lead and guide you through some of these ways that we can heal and we can thrive. And we have scholarship programs to make treatment affordable. So come check us out and let us walk with you on your journey.